Hi, my name is Jay Yoza, and we're going to play a game called Rock, Paper, Scissor. You remember this. You played it when you were a child. But you should also play as you get older, especially uh, when you become an adult. Now, not like you're going to just say, hey, I'm going to challenge you to a game of rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, you can do that. It's fun. But I'm talking about when you're dealing with people. You got to play rock, paper, scissors when you're dealing with people. So first, before I go into how this would work, let me just explain to you the rules of rock, paper, and scissors. As you know, rock beats scissor, paper beats rock, and scissor beats paper. Okay, so now we got the rules, right? That's how it works. So how would this apply in real life? So let's start with rock and a paper. So today is December 8th. And a person you can say is a rock here in America right now is someone named Donald Trump. He thinks he's always right. And he comes up with these ideas, things he sees on TV, things that are happening. And he always has the rock position, just about everything. He appeals to the fear of the people. So recently, a week ago, there was a terrorist act in San Bernardino, California, where two people of Muslim faith went on a massacre and they killed 14 people and injured close to 20. So it's a horrific act. Everybody knows that. But that doesn't mean that there are close to 3 to 6 million Muslims here are all like that. But as far as Donald Trump's concerned, that doesn't matter. So he came up with this idea where he does not want to allow Muslims, people of Muslim faith, to come to this country because one of the terrorists was a woman who had come to America on a fiancé visa. So he's appealing to the fear of the people. And people are scared, legitimately. I agree with that. But that doesn't mean that all the Muslims are like that. You're talking about a few isolated cases here. But again, he's appealing to the fear. So that's a rock position, like the way the brain works. You got your amygdala, the crocodile brain, that's basically the handle the fight or flight response. Then you got the midbrain that tries to make sense out of it once you determine, like, okay, I'm fighting, but now what are you going to do? And then you get to the third layer, which is the neocortex, where you start reasoning whether this even is plausible and all that, right? But the unique thing about people that have a rock position is they're going to be good with the first one, that yes, Muslims should not be allowed. They may even be good with the second layer, that the reason is that the Muslim community is not stepping up and helping out, identifying these people. You may even kind of agree with that too. The problem with them is they can't get to the third layer, appealing to the reason and logic. Because if they did that, then suddenly they would be shifting into the paper mode, and they don't want to go there. They only understand rock. They want you to attack their position so that they can just stomp it. They can stomp the scissor. And Trump has been very effective in stomping the media and the other candidates who keep on attacking him. And he's very effective in counterpunching and defeating them. So his strategy definitely works against media and other potential Republican candidates. The area where he's very vulnerable, which I'm really surprised that people don't go after him, is paper. They have to pin him down with specific facts. Pin him down, pin him down, pin him down. And if he cannot be pinned down, then say, listen, you are just scaring people because there's no supporting facts to justify that position. And he'll again resort to rock, because that's what he is. Now, he did try a paper position where he brought in some poll that was done by some dubious organization about the Muslim support for ISIS. But everybody discredited that source because he's suddenly moving into the paper strategy. And as soon as he went into paper strategy, the scissors came out. And his position, his facts poll that he was citing got shredded to pieces. Okay, so that's rock and a paper. Now let's look at a paper and a scissor. Now, paper is something where people are giving you legitimacy, like here's scientific proof, here's this statistics. Here's this finding. All sorts of. Here's a testimonial. Everything where you got to say, "Wow, this can't be wrong. I mean, look at that. It's so impressive." Like resume, everything. Where your idea is to accept it and saying, "Wow, I'm not even going to challenge this." When you go to a store, pricing. That's a paper strategy. List price. Oh, I gotta pay it. Or somebody says this course is gonna be $1,000. Oh, I better pay it. Otherwise, why would they charge me 1,000? When people give you paper, always bring in your scissor and rip it to shred, rip it to pieces. Cut it to pieces. Because if you don't, you lose. So anytime somebody uses a paper, you gotta bring your scissor and cut it to pieces. Otherwise, you're going to lose. You're going to accept it, and you're going to be the loser. Okay, so now we took care of rock and paper, and also we took care of paper and scissor. What about scissor and rock? Okay, scissor and rock works something like this. You've been in meetings where there are always people who are going to cut whatever you bring up. Like, nope, this is not going to work. Oh, that won't cut it. Oh, they never buy it. When that happens in a meeting, the only way to defeat the scissor is a rock. Saying, listen, we're going to make a decision and this is it. We're going to go with it. And that's why you have leaders. That's why you have bosses. They're there to bring in a rock and saying, guys, we had enough discussion. Now we're going to go with this one. And that's it. No trying to build a consensus or anything. At some point, meetings can never end well if you don't have a rock to say, guys, we're making this decision. That's why you have leaders. Leaders are supposed to have a rock. Everybody else can bring their scissor or paper. Okay? So that's how this game works. You got to use it in real life. You got to identify, are you dealing with a rock, a paper, or a scissor? And once you identify it, you got to bring in the appropriate tool to defeat it, whether it's rock defeating scissor or paper defeating rock, or rock, defeating scissor. You know what I'm talking about, right? I've got it mixed up, but you get the idea. Try that. I think you'll be very successful, and it'll be much simpler than trying to say, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Just play rock, paper, scissors with them. And most of the time, I bet you'll come out ahead. Try it. Let me know how it goes. Thank you.